We've all been there, right? That feeling of being totally drained, stressed out, maybe even a little disconnected
Oh, absolutely.
from your partner or, just from your own body.
Yeah.
Perhaps Netflix has been getting more action than...
Well, yeah.
Uh,
Today, we're diving into a surprisingly potent solution. And it comes from a place you might not expect.
you're absolutely right. We're going to unpack this profound and often really overlooked connection between intense physical exercise and intimate connection.
Including sexual desire specifically.
Yes, including sexual desire. And this isn't just like a happy accident. There's some seriously fascinating neurochemistry at play here.
Right. And this deep dive, it's built on these incredible insights from a personal experience podcast. It features a neuroscience PhD student and her partner.
Who's a therapist and former personal trainer, interestingly enough.
Yeah. And they just sort of accidentally stumbled upon this powerful link. And then, being a neuroscience student...
She had to figure out why.
Exactly. Go deep into the science to understand what was actually happening. So our mission today is really to cut through the noise, distill the specific neurochemical cocktail involved, help you understand its really profound impact on desire and connection.
And then give you some practical ways you might leverage this.
Yeah, practical ways. Consider this your shortcut to being well-informed on something that could genuinely transform more than you might expect.
Okay, so how did they even find this link? Their story started, well, pretty relatably. They were in a real rut.
Mm-hmm.
The neuroscience student, she was completely bogged down by dissertation stress. Her partner burnt out from his therapy practice.
And this wasn't just like general background stress. They described their intimate life as, and this is a direct quote, Netflix was getting more action than we were.
Wow.
Their feeling was one of being, disconnected in a weird fog. They had zero interest in anything physical, not just sex, but any kind of touch at all.
It sounds incredibly familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Feeling overwhelmed, and exercise just feels like, ugh, one more thing on the list.
Oh.
I know I've been there. But then they had this turning point. It really shifts how you think about exercise. One day, despite all that stress, the student just forced herself.
Just made herself go.
Yeah, to an intense 45-minute spin class.
And the change was almost immediate. She came home, quote, practically bouncing off the walls.
But not in a bad way.
No, not jittery or anxious, but genuinely amped up. Her senses felt heightened, like colors seemed brighter, music sounded better.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. She immediately craved physical touch.
Right.
Felt alive in my skin again, she said. And it led to intimacy that was present, engaged, playful.
That's such a huge shift, almost instant.
It really is.
Is that immediate sort of visceral craving for touch, is that typical? Or was their reaction unusually strong because of where they were starting from?
That's a great question and really speaks to the power of what they tapped into.
Mm.
While individual reactions definitely vary, that immediate shift in perception and desire, that's exactly what the neurochemistry suggests is possible.
So that striking personal experience, it immediately sparked her curiosity, right? The neuroscience student brain kicked in.
What just happened in my brain?
Exactly. What exactly happened? So she dove into the research, and what she found went way beyond the common idea of a runner's high.
Right, not just endorphins.
It's far more complex. It involved what she called a complex neurochemical cocktail.
Ah, the cocktail. I like that.
She used this fantastic analogy, too. Imagine your brain is like a garden. Most of the time, it's just kind of maintaining things, right? But intense exercise, that's like a spring rain. Suddenly, everything starts growing and connecting in new ways.
Yeah.
And that leads to these profoundly positive outcomes, including, crucially, better intimacy.
That garden analogy really helps visualize it. Okay, so what is in this neurochemical cocktail? Let's break down the why. She mentioned dopamine, norepinephrine, and BDNF.
Yep, Brain-Derived Neurotrophic Factor, BDNF. Those were the primary players she identified.
Okay, so let's deconstruct it. Endorphins, we kind of know those. Blissful, pain-free feelings from hard exercise, sex, orgasm.
Right, the natural opiates.
But she says they're just one piece of the puzzle, so what's the rest?
Right. Endorphins definitely contribute to that well-being feeling, but the combo of dopamine and norepinephrine, that's particularly compelling for this.
How so?
Well, they work together to literally focus your attention on the object of desire.
Okay, interesting.
And they also interact with oxytocin and vasopressin.
Wow.
You know those bonding hormones?
Yeah, but cuddle hormones?
Kind of. They enhance attachment and connection during intimacy. So intense exercise isn't just making you feel good vaguely, it's actively priming your brain for connection and pleasure.
So it's like a biological pre-game warm-up for intimacy. That makes sense.
Exactly.
And think about what kills desire most often. Stress.
Oh, absolutely. Major libido killer.
She highlighted how exercise triggers these feel-good chemicals that actively reduce stress and anxiety.
Precisely. When you're constantly stressed, your cortisol levels shoot up, which essentially tanks your sex drive.
Puts the brakes on.
Totally. Your brain goes into survival mode and intimacy is just not a priority. But intense exercise, it kind of flips that script. It allows your brain to shift out of that high alert state and into one that's way more open to connection.
And then there's BDNF, the fertilizer for your brain.
I love that description.
It promotes neuron growth, new connections. What does that actually mean for, like, our capacity for pleasure and connection?
That's a really vital piece. BDNF is crucial for something called central nervous system homeostasis and adult neuroplasticity.
Okay, big words. Break it down.
Basically, it makes your brain more adaptable and more responsive. Think of it as making your brain more capable of experiencing pleasure, building new pathways for those positive feelings, and strengthening the existing ones related to connection.
So it's not just a temporary high, it's actually helping rewire things a bit.
Potentially, yeah, especially with consistency.
Okay, and beyond that immediate neurochemical rush, there are also some, like, longer-term physiological benefits from exercise too, aren't there?
There are. That acute arousal, that immediate desire right after a workout, that's driven by increases in sympathetic nervous system activity and endocrine factors.
Sympathetic nervous system, endocrine factors. Can you unpack that a little?
Sure. Think of your sympathetic nervous system as your body's go system, the accelerator. It gets you ready for action, increases alertness, heart rate, that sort of thing.
Right.
And endocrine factors are basically the hormones involved in that activation. Together, they create that immediate post-workout charge.
Got it.
But looking bigger picture, chronic, regular exercise enhances sexual satisfaction more indirectly. It preserves something called autonomic flexibility.
Autonomic flexibility.
It's basically your body's ability to adapt and regulate its internal stuff efficiently. Heart rate, blood pressure, you name it. A more flexible system generally means better cardiovascular health. And that translates directly to better blood flow, better sensitivity, better response, all really crucial for intimate experiences.
So it's good for the whole system, which supports intimacy long term.
Exactly. It's a systemic benefit.
And the psychological side too, right? Feeling strong and capable in your body, getting those regular neurochemical highs, that must shift how you feel about yourself, how you relate to your body.
Oh, absolutely. It associates your body with pleasure and accomplishment instead of just stress or fatigue. It creates this really powerful, positive feedback loop.
Makes sense. You feel good, you want to connect.
Which then motivates you to keep doing the thing that makes you feel good. It becomes a virtuous cycle.
So once this couple had their aha moment and the science started making sense, they became, and I love this phrase, lab rats experimenting on ourselves.
Yep. They started meticulously tracking their workouts, their intimate moments, looking for patterns.
And their key discovery was pretty compelling. Intensity and timing mattered way more than duration.
Which kind of flips a lot of traditional workout advice on its head, at least for this specific goal.
Right. They even had this yoga incident that perfectly illustrates it. The neuroscience student tried a gentle yoga class.
Thinking, calming, connecting.
Yeah. She came home calm and zen, but with no physical interest whatsoever. Meanwhile, a quick 20-minute HIIT session would have the partner practically jumping the other partner's bones.
So much for a relaxing evening leading to romance, huh?
Apparently not in this case.
Yeah.
It really hammers home that intensity point.
It absolutely does. It's about triggering that specific high-intensity neurochemical cocktail. It's not just any movement, it's pushing your body to that threshold to get those particular chemicals flowing. Makes you rethink those chill workout days, doesn't it?
It really does. So what workouts actually delivered the spark for them?
They found high-intensity interval training, HIIT, heavy weightlifting, and intense cardio were the most effective.
The hard stuff.
Pretty much. And crucially, they noted that getting your heart rate up to that high intensity for just 30, 60 seconds a few times a day can raise BDNF.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be a marathon session.
That's actually quite encouraging.
Yeah.
Short bursts work.
Yeah. What's also insightful is the individual impact they noticed. The male partner, the therapist, he felt after lifting weights more assertive, confident, and more present, more in my body. He connected it to studies showing how increasing dopamine can heighten sexual arousal and, importantly, initiation.
So it's not just about general mood, it's hitting specific drivers of desire and action.
Seems like it. And then there was the partner workout phenomenon. They said that took it to a whole other level.
Working out together.
Yeah. There's something really unique about that shared experience, you know? Pushing through discomfort together, seeing each other's strength, sweating side by side.
I can see that.
They said it created immediate results when they got home, fostered this deep, almost primal connection.
But they also found a Goldilocks zone,
Uh-huh.
right? Not too little, not too much.
Exactly. Enough intensity to trigger the response, but not so much that we were too depleted to enjoy the benefits. That's key.
Don't want to be too exhausted.
Right. For them, that sweet spot was about 3-4 high-intensity sessions a week, lasting maybe 25 to 45 minutes each.
Okay, that sounds manageable.
And timing mattered, too. They found weekend morning workouts became very popular.
More time to enjoy the afterglow.
Probably. More time to let that connection unfold without rushing off somewhere.
Okay, so they started this whole thing looking for intimacy benefits, but it sounds like it changed a lot more for them.
Oh, hugely. They said it transformed so much more. The confidence spillover was massive.
How so?
Well, regularly hitting that post-workout high, trusting your body, pushing through discomfort, it translated directly into being more adventurous, more communicative, and just more present during intimacy. It's a fundamental shift in how you see yourself and what you feel capable of.
Makes sense. And it helped the partner, the therapist, who's often in his head, feel more embodied.
Yeah, back into my body, he said. And the stress relief was incredible. It just created mental space for desire, for playfulness, for connection.
Which ties back to that BDNF link.
Right.
Promoting emotional well-being, relief from anxiety.
Exactly. It all connects. Beyond that, they noticed better sleep, huge for hormones and sexual health.
Crucial.
And maybe surprisingly, just more general physical affection.
Yeah.
Little touches, hugs. It was like their whole relationship with physical pleasure got rewired.
From something maybe avoided when stressed to something welcomed.
Precisely. Before, touch might have felt overwhelming. Now it became comforting and desirable again.
The communication improved.
Dramatically.
Right.
Those shared neurochemical highs seemed to foster this state where they were both just more open, more vulnerable, more willing to share what you're feeling.
Interesting.
Endorphins, especially, promote hormones involved in feelings of love. So they were kind of biochemically primed for deeper connection after those workouts. They mentioned having amazing post-workout conversations, deep, honest.
Wow.
And that authentic vulnerability then spilled over into all areas of their relationship.
Now, as amazing as this all sounds, they were clear. This isn't some magic cure-all.
Definitely not. They faced challenges.
Yeah.
They shared this story about a winter slump. Stress piled up, they ditched the routine,
Oh.
and within 2 weeks, boom, back to being tired roommates. The benefits vanished fast. It really shows that neurochemical adaptation works both ways.
So you got to keep it up.
Seems like it. When you stop, your brain adjusts back down pretty quickly.
So it took a conscious decision to prioritize this, even when we didn't feel like it.
Absolutely. Consistency was key, even on low motivation days. And they learned the workout high doesn't always lead to intimacy. Sometimes it showed up as like creative energy or the urge to tackle projects, which taught them a lot about communication and not taking things personally if their energy or desires didn't match up right then.
That's a really important point, managing expectations.
Huge. And it raises another crucial thing, individual variation. They stressed, this works differently for different people.
Right. What worked for them might not be the exact formula for someone else.
Exactly. The key seems to be finding what creates that intense, joyful, physical challenge for you. Maybe it's dancing, maybe rock climbing, maybe intense swimming.
Whatever gets your specific neurochemical cocktail flowing.
You got it. And patience. It took them months to really dial in what worked for their bodies, their schedules, their relationship. But once they found that rhythm,
It became self-sustaining.
that's what they said. The positive feedback loop kicked in.
Okay, so for you listening, if you're thinking, how do I actually do this? Our source has some really good practical tips.
Yeah, very actionable.
First, forget about perfect. Don't aim for hours at the gym right away. Remember their discovery. Intensity beats duration for this specific outcome.
Right. Even those short 30, 60-second bursts a few times a day can start raising BDNF. So start small, maybe just one high-intensity workout per week. Build from there.
And pay attention to how you feel afterwards.
Yes. Track your mood, energy, desire levels in the hours after different types of exercise. This is your personal data collection. It helps you find your unique formula.
Okay, intensity guidance. They mentioned aiming for 80–85% of max heart rate for at least 10–15 minutes.
Yeah, or focusing on heavy compound movements if you're lifting things that engage the whole body. The goal is feeling accomplished and energized afterward, not depleted. That's the sign you hit the right spot.
That invigorating high, not total exhaustion.
Exactly. And if you have a partner, they really recommend trying exercising together sometimes.
For that mutual encouragement and shared endorphins.
Yep. Just make sure it stays collaborative, not competitive. It's a shared journey.
And timing. Maybe try those morning workouts to set a positive tone.
Or weekend workouts when you have more time to enjoy the afterglow. Experiment with what fits your life and gives you space for connection afterwards.
So the key principles seem to be consistency over perfection and really open communication. Especially if you're doing this with a partner, frame it like a shared experiment.
I like that framing. Less pressure, more curiosity.
So there you have it. The accidental discovery of how chasing that workout high accidentally transformed this couple's intimate life and really their whole relationship.
The science is compelling, isn't it? And their personal story just really underscores the potential impact, going from feeling disconnected to this surprising level of intimacy.
So if you're listening and maybe feeling a bit disconnected from your body, your partner, or just your own sense of vitality, it might be really worthwhile exploring what, say, 30 minutes of intense movement could do for your brain chemistry.
And remember, you're not broken if it doesn't click immediately. Neuroplasticity takes time. Every person's optimal formula is going to be different.
Yeah, be patient with yourself.
But the research is there, the potential benefits are real, and the possibility for transformation is, well, it's pretty incredible.
So what does this all mean for you? I guess the takeaway is, your brain is more adaptable than you probably think. And maybe, just maybe, the path to better intimacy starts with a really good sweat.